Hey, history buffs! Today I'm diving into one of the most famous rallying cries of the American Revolution, no taxation without representation. It's a phrase that fueled the colonial dissent against British rule, and eventually led to the birth of a nation, but what does it really mean? Let's break it down. The story starts in the mid-18th century, when the British Empire was coming off the back of the costly 7 Years' War. To recoup their expenses, the British government decided to impose a series of taxes on their American colonies. These included the infamous Stamp Act of 1765 and the Townshend Acts of 1767. The idea was simple: make the colonies contribute to the empire's finances. But there was a catch. You see, the American colonists had no representation in the British Parliament. They didn't have a say in how these taxes were decided or implemented. This was a big deal. The colonists believed that it was fundamentally unfair to be taxed by a government in which they had no voice. And thus, the rallying cry, "No taxation without representation," was born. This slogan wasn't just a catchy phrase, it was rooted in the political philosophy of the Enlightenment. Thinkers like John Locke argued that government is based on the consent of the governed. In other words, legitimate political authority requires representation of the people. No representation, no legitimacy. The phrase quickly spread and became a unifying force among the colonists. It was used in speeches, pamphlets, and protests. One of the most famous protests was the Boston Tea Party in 1773, where colonists dumped British tea into Boston Harbor as a defiant act against taxation without representation. This act of rebellion further ignited the spark that would eventually lead to the American Revolution. The impact of this slogan didn't end with the Revolution. It laid the groundwork for the democratic principles that would shape the new nation. The idea that citizens should have a say in their government became a cornerstone of the United States Constitution. And even today, no taxation without representation resonates as a call for fair and just governance. So next time you hear this phrase, remember its powerful history and the revolutionary impact it had. It's a testament to the enduring struggle for representation and the fight against unjust authority. Thanks for watching The Rallying Cry. No taxation without representation explained. If you enjoyed this 3-minute history lesson, hit that like button and subscribe for more bite-sized history essentials. See you next time.